Next on our agenda is incoming chair of the board, Ravinder LaL. Having personally worked with Ravinder on several committees, I know him to be a kind and thoughtful man who cares deeply about people and the community at large. He takes time away from being owner and president of several local UPS stores to serve our chamber. Ravinder.
Just so everyone can see, we are wearing masks. So let me just first apologize for the technical difficulties. These things happen, and what do you do? So we move along, just like we do with the chamber. Problems come up, and we deal with it, and here we are. And wow, what an incredible performance. I'm sure it didn't come across as good streaming over Zoom as it did live here in person, but wow, that was amazing. So thank you so much for that. I just want to start out and first say that it's been an honor and a privilege to be nominated and chosen to be chairman of the board. It's been a long time, and you know, this organization means a lot to me, and I have a lot of people to thank. First, I want to thank our outgoing ex-CEO president, Nick Kaspar. You know, Nick, when he came to us as an intern, if you could believe that or not. And he worked his way all the way to president and CEO. And I got to tell you, what a pleasure it was working with Nick, the professionalism, the charisma, the character, the work ethic. You know, Nick worked so many nights and weekends, and he just did a great job for us. You know, sometimes there's a right man for the job at the right time, and we were fortunate enough to get Nick when his career was on the upward trajectory, and the time that we spent together with him was very productive and very enjoyable. So thank you very much, Nick. And of course, Nick couldn't have done his job without Dawn Marina. Dawn Marina, you know, is really our backbone of our chamber. She's been there through so many different adversities and challenges, and she keeps her head up, she keeps her smile on her face, and she does an incredible job for us. So I just want to recognize Dawn Marina, say thank you, Dawn Marina, for all that you do for us as members, as board members, and as our community. We do have some outgoing board members that I'd actually like to recognize. Joe Cizinski. You know, Joe served on our board for 6 years. He was our former chairman, and you know, the times that Joe came into this position that I'm now taking, he had a lot of challenges, and he took them head on and continued to move the organization forward. And you know, Joe to me is a dear friend and a mentor, and you know, thank you, Joe, for your service. You know, this can be a thankless job. I think people sometimes forget that we're all volunteers and we're doing the best we can. And Joe, you did a great job, so thank you for that. Diana Ding, who is hosting us today at Ding Ding TV. Diana, she does so much for our chamber. It's really incredible. She's been chair of the International Economic Development. She's done candidate forums for us, all of our events. We've done mixers here. Anytime you ask Diana, she doesn't say no. She's such a giving person, such a wonderful part of this community, and really, I'm sad to see her off the board. When the year term thing comes around again, I'm going to recruit her one more time because she's just a spectacular individual, and she runs a great company and a great team with Sandy and all of the rest of the team here. So thank you to Diana and Ding Ding TV. And Jan Nordmo, our chair before Chris. Again, a guy that faced challenges that normal people would just quit. And they would say, you know, I'm a volunteer. This isn't worth my time or my effort that I'm putting in. I don't think people realize that when you're chair of this organization, it's really almost a full-time job, and it's challenging. And the last 3 chairs have had incredible challenges. And the funny thing is, I thought I was going to get it easy. I was like, all right, those guys did all the hard work. I'm going to come in and just take the organization forward. Little did I know that what we would have in store for us. And of course, my previous chairman, my friend, Chris Boyd. Chris, you know, he's out there saving the world from all the bad things. And, you know, Chris did an amazing job. And I really appreciate Chris for his guidance, his mentorship, his voice of reason. Because those of you that know me know I could be a little unreasonable at times. And when that was the case, he would bring me back down and say, hey, let's think about this and be smart about it. So I appreciate Chris very much. And I appreciate the trust that he had in me to say, hey, Ravinder, you know what? I've got this little COVID problem I'm dealing with. Do you think you can take over a couple meetings? So I appreciate you, Chris, and thank you for all that you do for our community as well. And Christian Palecchia, another guy, you know, these are our unsung heroes of the chamber. Christian, you know, the day that Nick left, you know, that he walked out the door, Christian was there to step up and take on a lot of the responsibilities that Nick was doing on a daily basis. And I know the guy is stressed out and he's working his tail off, but I think when we start talking about what we've been up to, you guys will understand why we're all so tired and why we've been working so hard on this organization. And my dear friend Arlene Diamond, I call her Auntie Arlene in private, but you know, she helped us put this whole thing together today. She brought in San Jose Stage, which was amazing, and she does a lot for this chamber. You know, Chris went over it earlier, but it definitely wouldn't be the same without you here. So we appreciate you very much. And of course, Ding Ding TV and Diana, San Jose Stage, I think their performance speaks for itself. And just thank you for being part of this. This is something new, something different. You know, we've never done a virtual award show. Generally, it's people meeting in person, having some drinks, and having a good time. So now we just get to enjoy the music, and maybe I'll meet Chris in the parking lot a little bit later. And last but not least, Luis Castillo. Luis Castillo and Luis Castillo Pictures. Anytime that there has been a need from the chamber, he's been there. He doesn't say no. He doesn't ask what it entails. He just says, no problem, let's do it. And there's not too many individuals that you find like that will sacrifice their own time to the betterment of our organization, again, as a volunteer. So that ends my thank yous. You know, a lot of you out there, I don't know who's still out there after the blackout, but you know me, and you know me well. And I'm a man of the membership, and I came up through the membership, and that's why I know so many of you so well. So I want to tell a little story about my chamber experience. I know some of you out there have heard it before, but I'm going to say it because my goal is to make sure that all of our members have had the same experience that we've had, that I've had, that my business has had. So when I joined the chamber in 2008, I was one man with one employee. And I joined the Chamber of Commerce because I was getting ready to take my business to the next level. And I got a beautiful plaque, and I put it on my wall, and it sat there for 2 years. And I got absolutely nothing out of it. But after 2 years, I was able to hire another person, and I freed up a couple of hours a week. Now, with that couple of hours, I joined one of our connection clubs, the Power Partners. And I have to tell you, joining that group, joining the chamber, maybe it was the timing, maybe the stars were aligned, I don't know. But that changed my life. And it changed my life in several ways. One, I met professional people that know how to do business, that mentored me, that coached me, that became friends, that became lifelong friends. And you don't get that experience every day by joining a nonprofit organization. You know, this chamber, what's always set us apart is we've been like family versus just a business name in a directory. We've been close. We do things together. We barbecue. Our families meet each other. It's really all about community and coming together. And the people that I met in the chamber, Joe Cizinski, you know, Gary Nobile, Joe Adamson, and too many to mention, really helped me get where I am today. You know, I started off as a one-man show. You know, now we have 18 employees and going on 5 locations. And I don't say that to brag. I say that because that's the potential of what this chamber brings. It's not just about what can I get. It's, yes, let's all get something. Let's all give something. Let's do it together as a community. So that's my vision. That's my dream of what every chamber member should get. They not only getting business, but getting friends, getting contacts, getting mentors, learning from people, having the opportunity to meet people that you wouldn't have met in the first place. You know, I mentioned Chris Boyd as my dear friend. If we weren't both chamber members, the likelihood that we would have ever met would be slim. So those are things that I take. And when I look back at my experience with the chamber, I don't look at it from a monetary perspective. I look at it from a people perspective. So 12 years it's been membership. And I got to tell you, the last 6 years have been extremely challenging. I think I came on the board and it was smooth sailing for about 4 months. And then after that, it's been very challenging. You know, there's a quote that I've used quite often lately due to our current circumstances. And that is, in the middle of every difficulty lies opportunity. Albert Einstein. Now, our chamber facing unprecedented challenges over the 6 years, what opportunities has that given us? I think to get to that point, we need to look at a little bit of the history. I don't like to dwell on negativity, but I do like to talk a little bit about how we got where we're at. So 6 years ago, California, RDA, seized the convention center and the surrounding properties. Not long after that, we lost our longtime CEO and friend, Steve Van Dorn. We were not able to book conventions. We couldn't hire people. The city no longer owned the convention center, so we were stuck. We were falsely accused of mismanagement and self-dealing. And finally, our current pandemic, COVID-19, the biggest challenge to small business in our lifetimes, myself included. This past 5 months has been the greatest challenge I've ever seen in my business and in the chamber. We're talking about people losing their businesses and struggling and being depressed and dealing with all that sort of thing. But I have to tell you, through all of this, they cannot keep us down. They will not keep us down. Like a phoenix rising from the ashes, these misfortunes to all of us have also led to opportunities that have allowed us to further our vision and be what we want to be and do what we're supposed to do. And that's be a chamber of commerce for our constituents, for our community, and for our members. When they hope for our downfall, we come back stronger than ever, together. That's the strength of the chamber. Together we can overcome our obstacles. Together we can persevere and thrive. Together we can get through this challenge. So when COVID started, I have people who call me, other business owners, for advice and whatnot. And all the calls that I were getting were fear. People were scared. What am I going to do? How am I going to make money? My business revolves around events. Every event until the next 2 years almost have been canceled. What do we do? And the interesting thing is, what motivates me, what gets me fired up, is to see how people have changed their business. They've adjusted, they've pivoted. And the last call I got about something like that was from a friend of mine. And she said, you know, when this whole thing started, I thought I was going to have to go back and get a corporate job. And we had a few words. I won't take credit for anything, but she said, you know, I've changed my business model and I'm thriving again. Matter of fact, I've found a niche that other people don't do. So I'm doing better than ever. And God, I got to tell you, when I heard those words, it was so inspiring, because to know that we have these type of businesses in our chamber, these smart individuals that don't just quit, they don't just give up because there's a little pandemic out there. They thrive, they move forward, they figure it out. And you know, that's the same thing that we're doing with our chamber. We've had our struggles over the last 6 years, it's no secret. But we're going to be successful. We're going to be that phoenix that rises from the ashes. And the great thing is, my previous people that came before me as chair, they've already laid the foundation. So that being said, I want to talk about what we're doing right now and what we're going to be doing in the future. So as Chris talked about a little bit earlier, last year at the dinner, we talked about going regional and being a regional organization that not only focuses on individual city issues, but also focuses on the regional issues. That has not changed. More than ever, we can see that cities in the Silicon Valley are not alone, and the decisions made in one city affect all of the other cities around it, especially when it comes to business and business development. Business opportunities don't stop at borders. Our members are not confined within any geographic area. We do business together, doesn't matter where we're located. The strength of being a regional organization gives us the ability to discuss matters like the El Camino, for example, or Caltrain, or BART, or any of those things that don't just affect Santa Clara, but they affect the entire region. Who's speaking for the region right now? Not many people. So we are there to fill that gap. So, that being said, we do have some exciting news. Speaking of regional, we have formed our first Santa Clara Business Council, and we have a team ready to go. Our first meeting's next week. We're very excited about that, and we have already some things that we're talking about that are going to be very exciting. I don't want to tip my hat yet because I don't want anybody to steal our ideas, but definitely some big announcements coming down the pipeline. We're also in the process of recruiting business councils for other cities. So we have people interested in starting business councils in their cities. We're doing that as well. We're revamping our entire committee structure to make them more effective and less redundant. We really want people to get engaged and feel like they're part of something important and doing something important, meaningful. Arlene earlier talked about hiring a new CEO to replace Nick. I have to tell you, I was in on the interviews and the process, and I am amazed at the talent level that was interested in this job. I will say that it blew me away that so many people are interested in doing what we're doing. And that says something to me. That says that we're on the right track, that we're doing something right if these top individuals want to be part of our organization. As a lot of you know, we sold the building over on Warburton. I used to call it the 1970s time machine, which was not representative of our chamber or what we want our chamber to be. So I think a few of you have probably seen some of the renderings that we've had for our new office space, which is right next door to Ding Ding TV, right on Scott. We're close to the freeway now, easy access, lots of parking. But I'm going to show you guys some pictures of where we're at right now. So as you can see, this is the front entrance, very modern. Our boardroom. So we are very, very excited to further this along and really make this a chamber where people can meet and businesses can hold events and all that sort of thing. We're very excited about the direction of the chamber, and obviously the renderings are very beautiful, and this is the path we're on. It might not be exactly like that at the end, but we're pretty close. The other things that Chris talked about, revamping our social media, website, marketing, and communications. During my term, we will continue to further those things, improve them, get feedback from our members on how we can improve. The other thing we're doing is we're coming up with new ways to increase visibility and connections for our members. There's lots of things that we could be doing, that we need to be doing, since the business has changed. There's no mixers in person for the past 5 months. So we've been doing the online mixers on Thursdays, which have been great, but there's more to the chamber than a virtual mixer on Thursdays. There's more opportunities to get involved. So, it's going to be an exciting year. I think those of you that know me know that I work incredibly hard, and I'm very proud of this organization. I really do treat it like my own, and we're going to make this an awesome year, despite COVID, despite the naysayers. We're going to do it, and we're going to do it together. So that being said, the purpose that I'm really here is not to talk your ear off, but it is to install our new board of directors and tell you a few words about them. Just starting off, I will say that I've worked with all of these individuals very closely now for quite a while, and we have an incredible team. I mean, I'm really excited about the caliber of individuals that we have on our board. I've seen their work ethic firsthand, and they're also smart. So that being said, I'm just going to go ahead and jump in. Our past chair, Chris Boyd. Again, I've said a lot about him already, but he's still on the board. And again, the voice of reason to kind of rein us in sometimes. Oop. Christian Palekia, if there's one person, well, there's probably two people that work as hard as I do, and Christian is definitely one of them. You know, Christian and I, we butt heads sometimes because we're both very passionate about this organization, and we both want the best for it. And through our different experiences in business and in life, we always find a way to meet in the middle. So I appreciate Christian very much, and I very much respect his hard work and his work ethic. And Christian is our vice chairman of the board. Am I not getting the thing here? Sorry, technical difficulty. Elnaz Massoum, our secretary of the board. Elnaz is a fighter. She brings to the board that fight that we need sometimes. She's also an incredible attorney and litigator. She was litigator of the year this year for from one of the lawyer attorney associations. Just a really nice person, very smart when it comes to employment law, and she's a huge help to us on our board. Jamal Newborn. Jamal is actually a dear friend of mine. I call him my consigliere. He is an expert in marketing, and he's been on many nonprofit boards like PAL. He was the president there. Just an incredible individual with a lot of values, incredibly intelligent, and I'm happy to have him on my executive team. He is our member at large. And Lou Mariani. You see on the bottom there, Lou is very modest. But I will tell you that Lou is, again, one of those guys, they've been around a long time, they've been in this community a long time. They know the history, they understand how the politics works, and I very much value his opinion and his advice, and he is our treasurer. And Aaron Hodges. Aaron is our hospitality guy. Worked with Aaron on multiple occasions, and the one thing about Aaron is he just has this way about him that makes you feel comfortable, that makes you want to work with them, and he's an expert in hospitality. So any type of hospitality issues, he's our guy. And Jazz Sajjan. Jazz with the 49ers, public affairs. And Jazz, I haven't worked with Jazz as much, but lately Jazz has been very involved, and again, just one of those individuals with a great background, very intelligent, knows the politics, knows business. He's got all kind of pictures with Obama and different politicians. Just a very intelligent guy, and somebody that we are happy to have on our board. And Dr. Arlene, Auntie Arlene, what can I say that hasn't been said already? Sometimes you need those people to kind of keep you in check, rein you in, and Chris does that well with Arlene. But no, you talk about experience. Oh, it looks like I lost my slideshow. Oh, you talk about experience, you talk about knowledge, dealing with professional people, professional organizations, knowing the rules of how we're supposed to be doing things. Arlene has been invaluable to our board, so thank you. And Daniel Peck, Mission College, the nicest guy you will ever meet in the world, I promise you. Daniel is the president at Mission College, and we've worked together for about 1.5 years now. And again, he's one of those ones that you ask him for something, he's there. Hey, can I use something at Mission College? No problem. How can I help? How can I be part of it? You know, these are the types of individuals that can propel an organization forward. Anna Vargas Smith, so this is her first term on our board. She put together the Santa Clara Parade of Champions, which took a 24-year hiatus. You talk about a worker, a doer, somebody that's incredibly smart and a go-getter. You know, when I heard this idea about the parade being gone 24 years and somebody trying to revive it, my first thing was, no way, it's not going to happen. And, you know, her and her team, and I'll give credit to the team as well, because obviously one person can't do it alone, but she's just an incredible person. And Gary Nobile. So Gary, I'm actually very close with Gary. Gary was one of the first members that I met when I became a member of the Chamber of Commerce. And we won some awards together one year. He won Member of the Year, and I won Business of the Year. He was previously on our board. He's been treasurer. Now he's just a board member, but he's helping us with the finance committee. He's got a background in finance. And he sold me my house. Realtor of the Year for 7 years in a row. Great guy. Derek Adams. So Derek, he's on the board again this year, but he had left previously when he changed companies. He's an HR specialist. Just a great guy, great part of the team, brings an energy to the room that when he comes in a room, he lights it up. And I think we all love Derek. And when he said he was interested in coming back on the board, I think many of us were very, very excited. So last but not least, my dear, dear friend, Harbir Bhatia, who is currently on leave. But Harbir is a rock star in this area, in the Valley. She's never met a nonprofit that she didn't like. She's never met a person that she couldn't help. She's, again, one of those type of people that you need help, she's there. You need help fundraising. You need help, you know, with anything. She's there. And I think the values that she holds as far as community, I don't think it can be beat by anybody. So I'm sad to see her on leave right now. She is running for city council. So good luck to her, and we wish the best for her. But I wanted to make sure that I recognized her because she has done so much for this chamber. She's also there a lot of those weekends that we're talking about at her house, you know, with the four of us, and she's feeding us and she's contributing. So Harbir, it's sad that you're not here, but maybe you will come back from leave at some point. And that is your 2020-2021 Board of Directors.